of the doubt, they counting me out, I'm getting it in, yeah. No time for no loss, I'm paying the cost, I'm in it to win, yeah. Refuse, mine, it can't be diffused. If you ain't thinking the same, then we playing by different rules. You can't see the vision, we living at different views. Until we complete the mission, keep getting up, never snooze. I walked a mile in my shoes, had the mind of a fool, chasing diamonds and jewels. Trust me, I was confused. Started minding my business and used my mind as a tool. Ended up finding my purpose and found the time to get to it. They told me I couldn't do it, they told me I couldn't make it. They sold it, could never break it. That's sadly mistaken. I need a piece of the pie, I want it so bad I can taste it. They told me like told me, keep on running toes, they gon' take them. Used to lose, built to win, applied myself, I felt it in. No time for the doubt, they counting me out, I'm getting it in, yeah. No time for no loss, I pay for the cost, I'm winning to win, yeah. Refuse to lose, I'm built to win, applied myself, I felt it in.
Welcome back, man. When you see this panel, you already know what time it is, man. We ain't really got to make too much of an introduction, but we do got to get some business out the way. But first things first, man, how y'all fellas doing?
Good.
We're doing good.
Yeah, doing great.
Okay, so we got Tony, we got Fast Camp, and we got Ricky. So I just want everybody to understand the names because we got two Tonys up here, but just want to introduce everybody again. I mean, y'all have seen the clips. All the boxing clips go viral. So Refuse to Lose boxing panel, y'all already know what time it is. But I got to get the business out the way. First things first, I want to welcome all the people that's watching right now. For the folks that's watching, make sure you share this video. Make sure you like it. And you subscribe if you haven't subscribed yet. We're streaming right now on 3 platforms. It's Twitter, Facebook, and YouTube. Shout out to YouTube because that's where the money resides right now. But if you're watching this and you want somebody else to watch it, again, share it. Make sure y'all light up that comment section. And also be a part of the show. You know, we here for everything. If it's negative, not too negative because it's not coming up on the screen. But, you know, we here for some criticism because, you know, when you're talking boxing, everybody got a perspective. But also, remember, guys, protect yourself at all times. Because I ain't got nothing else to do after that. One more thing, too. I want to say, where's my... Yeah, make sure everybody up here because I got to tell you about these Instagram chats because that's how this panel even got started, through the Instagram chats. If you want to join these chats, I'll tell you what you have to do to actually join the chats later. But the chats we have to offer, we got NBA/WNBA, we got NFL, we got Major League Baseball. Hats off to baseball with Teddy. Teddy's holding down the baseball chat. We got college football, college basketball, both men's and women's. And you clearly see the boxing. We got the boxing chat mixed in with a little bit of UFC and a little bit of wrestling. We really going to update that banner soon because it's just really just hand-to-hand in the ring combat. That's what these chats are. But if you want to join these chats, you got to become a member. And you're like, how do I become a member? Well, you click the link in the description below, or if you already subscribed, you click that join button right next to the subscribe button. And we have 3 tiers of memberships that we offer. And for $2.99 a month, we got the pro level. That's where you get the loyalty badges next to your name and live chats. You get the priority comments, so your comments jump straight to the front of the line. You also get to join one sports chat. So the chats that you see on the screen right now, you get to join one. Then if you're like, you know what? Those perks are cool, but do you got something else you can offer? Of course we do. It's Refuse to Lose, right? We got the all-star level for $4.99 a month. And you get the same perks with the pro level. But with this, you get member-only videos. You get to join multiple chats, so you get to follow the conversation wherever it goes. You get to request a topic or a segment nominee. The segments that we have is Not So Average Top 5, You're Done, Son, and Dave's Doghouse. And I got a net. Let me get that out of here. See? Boxing, guys. Got to guard your grill like Martin Raw Dog Payne. Then we got another level for you. We got the superstar level at $9.99 a month. Again, that offers the same thing from the pro and all-star levels, but you get to join the R2L chat. That's where majority of the debates finish. So if you're in one of the chats at the all-star level and you're like, man, where everybody go? They probably at the superstar level in that R2L chat. You get to be a guest on the show. So you clearly see I got nothing but knowledge here today. And we got awards and plaques that goes out to the top performers. 2 of these guys on the panel actually won Boxing Analyst of the Year. So hats off to Ricky and Tony. Y'all, they sharing it. The plaques is coming, fellas. So also you get member shout outs. And I want to say shout out to all the members. I'm gonna run down the names at the end of the episode because this episode gonna be so good. I had to just get the sponsorships out the way. And with that being said, let's enjoy the show. First things first, fellas, right? We're gonna do things a little differently because in these boxing episodes, we usually do like who, what, when, where, how in the beginning. Then we probably touch on some recaps in between, but we're not gonna do that. We're gonna switch it up, because when you getting prepared for a fight, you gotta have the people on the side to do the ringside analysis. So we're gonna do a quick recap of maybe like 3 or 4 fights. So I'm gonna get a quick little synopsis from each of you about these fights, and then you're just gonna tell me like what you think what the next fight is gonna be for this boxer, or if you see them like just saying, "You're done, son." So the first fight we're gonna bring up is Frank Martin versus the original. I can't pronounce his name, so I'm not gonna butcher his name. So I'm gonna just call him by his nickname. All right. I'm gonna start with you, Ricky. This fight happened last week. It was for the WBC World Lightweight Championship. Of course, we know who won. But what was your analysis on that fight?
For Frank Martin, honestly, I think I just need to see more. He looked good. He definitely looked good to win the fight. But Autumn also looked good too. So
you could have told me his name, bro. I thought we was brothers.
No, I'm telling you now. That's why I said it. I got your back. But yeah, Autumn looked good too, though. You know what I'm saying? He wasn't no slouch, and it could have really been very close. But Frank, I need to see more. I really do need to see more. And then he's on that 18-0 spree, like a normal, any normal professional fighter. And when you get around that, I want to say about 18, 23, that's when you really start seeing that, if you're really gonna make it in this industry or not. So I just need to see more from him, honestly.
Okay, Fast Camp.
Yeah, it's the same thing. He looked good. He did what he was supposed to do. I think and everybody who, is analyzing him probably could, it just was what it was, but it's not enough. You want to see more. His name is being hyped up. His name is starting to be pushed against, all the other top guys there. And so I just want to see more. There's several options, if the promotional teams and all of that, get in the way, that's probably how it go. I don't know. I think he's with Top Rank, so there are some fights for him. He just got to show, that just is what it. Nothing hopped out to me in that fight other than he did what he had to do. Only thing better that he could have did was got him out there really early, and that would have really made a big statement. But how the fight went, it was just like, okay, it's Frank Martin, it is what it is. So that's mine.
Yeah, I can't change any. I can't add to anything they said. That I was looking at it and I was like, is he trying to have a Rocky moment or something like that? I couldn't figure out what was going on. Right, the whole time I was like, all right, so what is he like? I'm gonna let you hit me first, and then I'm gonna come back and show you I hit you harder. I didn't know what was going on, right, the whole time. But this is a typical fight from him. Yeah, I don't know what he's gonna do next. Right, there are fights out there, but the question would be, is he ready for those fights? And that would be the biggest thing, right? I don't know if he is, right? He hasn't shown me that he's ready for those top tier fighters yet.
So right now, you all are saying, it sounds like you're saying the same thing that the original was saying. He was like, he's a good fighter. I saw every punch on him. The last one that hit me in my eye got hurt really bad. That's the only reason I took a knee.
Yeah. So, you saw when he took the knee, he was like, doing a bunch of this right here while he was down. So it was like it was.
Hey, I thought he was proposing. I didn't know what he was doing. You take a knee and you start winking. I was like, bring the flowers in. What's going on?
Yeah, but imagine if he didn't get that eye pop, or how would the fight went?
Yeah.
See what I'm saying? That's what I'm saying. That's why it's not enough. Yeah. It's not enough to be comparing to no top names, no top contenders. And I think he need to take that road a lot slower right now. Don't sit here, call them names. No. Take that road real slow right now, because you haven't shown anything real for real.
Well, look, sometimes you just gotta get your name out there because of the camp that you with. And speaking of another person that need to get their name out there because he earned his just due, we're gonna talk about Boots Ennis versus Villa. So that was a 10th round knockout. I'm a Boots fan. because of you guys on the panel and my man who don't want to come on the show, but my man Real, he told me about him too. But you guys tell me what you think about this one. We're gonna start from Tony.
For me,
Yep.
yeah. So the fight went in the manner I thought the fight was going to go. Right. I mean, no one really thought. I mean, the guy was tough. I would give it to him. The guy was tough as crap. Right. I thought but he's still right there in front of him. Like you can't miss. It's like hitting hitting the bag. You know what I'm saying? You really didn't have to do anything to try to get around it. I just don't think that what he's doing. Like I love him. I love his style of fighting, but I don't think against the guys that he's calling out, he's going to be able to do what he's doing.
Talking about Boots?
Yeah.
Okay.
Right. I don't think he's going to be able to do that, and I don't think he's ready for those two guys. You know, you're calling them out, but I'm not sure if you're ready. You're totally ready for them. I think I did at one point in time, but this fight made me take a step back and look at it a little closer. And I watched the fight again, and I was like, he's not going to be able to do that against those guys. Like this guy right here standing in front of you, yeah, you can ghost punch and do all the other stuff you're doing, but would you be able to do it against the two guys you're calling out?
You want to put a name on those punching bags? Who's these two guys you're talking about?
This is the two guys who we're going to talk about later.
Oh, okay. For the people that's listening and that's lost, we're talking about Spence or Crawford.
Yeah.
Because I heard him call him out too, but
yeah.
I'm going to let you finish. Go ahead.
No, I'm good. I mean, other guys can come on.
All right, Fast Camp.
Yeah, I mean, it's more or less the same old same. It's kind of like, the Frank Martin as well, but Frank kind of just jumping into the mix. We've been wanting to see Boots for the last 2-3 years really step up. He's been calling him out that long. I agree that he is not ready for, I'll keep it a secret too, I guess, the two, on top. But there's still fights, he can do to test himself. I don't think he jumps there. But, I mean, there's still a few guys that, a lot of them are, heading towards Gatekeeper, Thurman, you know what I'm saying? You got Ugas. The other guy, the young guy, I can't remember his name. It slipped me. I know Ricky got it. But the other Mexican dude, he's gone up. So, therefore, that collision course is gone. There's some fights that he can do, but he just doesn't seem next level ready yet. Talent-wise, he's definitely, head of the class, but that top level, which is, the other two are, he's not ready for that because he hasn't, fought anybody to that caliber yet. So you got to get your feet wet. You can't just hop out there, jump out there, with one of the top divisions, and think you're just going to do it with none of that experience. So he needs to get better fights and, get up there, graduate to that type of level. You hop out there, it's gonna be, it might look like what Fulton was looking like today. That fast, that stuff, that, stick and move, but these dudes are just on another level. So I just, he need more work, and he young, so he got it. Ain't no sense to rush it.
Ricky?
I think he's ready. That fight against Villa, I think even went the way it went because he was fighting Villa. Villa has a one-way style of fighting. He's like, get in the ring, constant pressure, put pressure on you and see if you're gonna squeal out. And this was just having fun. You know what I'm saying? After a while, as you can see, he kept hitting him so clean and so flesh. After a while, he just was toying with him. You know what I'm saying? I think he was just fighting like that because the opponent he was up against. I think he's ready because he not only do he got the youth and the talent on his side, but he also is skillful and his IQ is nice based on the fights that he had thus far. And I think he's ready for some top namers because he better get it now. Because if he don't get it now, he ain't gonna get it. That's how I'm looking at it. He got to get it now because they ain't doing nothing but getting older. And then also they moving up. Weight classes are changing. And he want to get these names now. If he don't get these names now, then he just gonna be a top name.
So to me, there's two things here. I agree with both Fast Camp and Tony, but I also see where you going with this, Ricky. Because if you look at Boots' last fight against Karen, right? Where he basically made Boots chase him around the ring for 12 rounds, where he was like, because he normally don't go the distance. His fights usually end early, or like you say, he take him down. And then you look at Villa versus Speedy, it was the same thing. Like Villa stood right there. Speedy actually should have won that fight, but he got cocky and then he let Villa walk him down. Actually, them two were supposed to fight, from what I heard on that undercard, that Tank undercard. It was supposed to have been Speedy versus Boots, but something went wrong there.
Oh, that would have been a knockout.
From who?
That would have been Speedy would have probably got knocked out on that one because Boots can keep up. See, Villa's slow. The only thing that keeps Villa going is his chin. He ain't got no glass chin, and he take too much abuse in the ring, which I don't like that fight style. But he takes too much abuse, and he relies on them rights, on them wild punches, them hooks. I don't like that one way style of fighting. Ain't gonna last too long when you know what I'm saying, when you going up the ranks.
Yeah, but the second part of what I was gonna say too is after Ryan Garcia got that fight with Tank and the way it happened, you're noticing a lot of fighters are starting to follow that style where they was already calling people out in the ring, but now they're like, well, it could actually probably happen one day. So let me just keep calling out names and see what happens. I think that's a little bit what Boots was saying too. He's just like, hey, I want the winner of this fight. Man, granted, he probably not gonna get it, but they'll give him somebody just a tier below that. So it probably works in his favor. At the end of the day, they gotta make some money. They gotta sell something here, right?
See, I'm thinking what Fast Camp was talking about, though, right? Like Thurman or somebody like that would be the perfect fight for him. Someone that fights that type of style. But like fighting those two guys right there is different. They're different. There's a reason why they are the champions in that weight class, right? And Thurman ain't, right? But but fighting someone with that style will probably give him the opportunity to get the experience of fighting someone that's near that caliber. You know what I'm saying? I'm not saying like Ricky's wrong, right? I think that it's just certain things that happened in the last two fights that changed my way of thinking with him, right? I want to see him be successful. I think he's going to be champion. He's going to probably unify that weight class at some point in time. I just don't think right now would be the time for him to go out there to fight a guy like those two guys. And he's going to have to wait anyway because of the clauses in his contracts with the Spence and well, I guess I should say it now, Spence and Crawford. Their whole thing is going on with them right now. The contract, I mean, they got so many doggone stipulations in that contract that means that he's going to have to sit on the back burner anyway. So,
and it's good for him to box it in. You know what I'm saying? Go ahead, swallow them. You know what I'm saying? Get that going. Like swallow that up. As far as Ugas and Thurman, like you take down Ugas. What if they stay? Which one of them are gonna go up. Whoever wins is probably gonna go to 54. But if you box in Ugas and you knock that down, it's nowhere for the other to go. So take Ugas, take that hard fight. Ugas gonna give a fight hard, you know what I'm saying, regardless of, who he fights. So, box it in, stop boxing it in, then jump into the top. These young dudes is like always trying to jump to the top so quick because they trying to get their money. They all from the school of Floyd Mayweather. They ain't for nobody. Boots ain't got nobody on his resume, and he want the champ. That ain't how it go. That's just not how it go. So and we've seen it time and time again where people do that and talk. Shakur doing it, everybody doing it. Ryan, actually did, end up pulling it off because he had the backing and the money, and it was close. Like he was on, really the A side, but it's like everyone's trying to jump. They win 19-20 fights, they 19-20-0, and then they want the champion without fighting anybody. Like fight, and you'll box it in, and you don't have to worry about that. But no fighter's scared. I just don't believe like any real fighter is really scared. Oh, he don't want to fight me. He dodged me. Nah, you got, in every industry, you gotta pay the cost first. Why am I mess with you and in another industry, put you on a song and you ain't sold no records yet, or like I said, like you gotta pay the cost. Box them in, knock off everybody, start fighting these bums, fight some, get some names on your resume, some proven dudes, and it's gonna be there. That's just how I see it.
I like how you said that, man, because what Jay-Z say, I'm about $1. Is 50 Cent?
You see what I'm saying?
And look what happened for 50 Cent. He took off after that. He dropped Wankster. Now we're gonna talk about, I ain't saying these next two people is Wanksters, but this fight kind of emulated that song a little bit. We're gonna talk about Jared Big Baby Anderson versus Charles Martin. Now, now I get a phone call, right? I'm minding my business, and Ricky's like, "Hey man, you gonna watch the fight?" And I'm like, "Who?" He's like, your cousin. I'm like, "Who you talking about? My cousin ain't fighting." I'm thinking some world star stuff going on here, right? He's like, "Nah, the real Big Baby. My bad. The real Big Baby Anderson fighting Charles Martin." So, you know, I cut on the TV, I cut the fight on. It's my first time actually watching the real Big Baby fight, right? So I'm like, all right, this is gonna be entertaining. I'm gonna take some notes here. And then I hear in the background, they're saying, oh yeah, this guy he's fighting, bro. He got a 10-day notice. So I'm like, okay, 10-day notice is gonna be easy. 3 rounds max, maybe 4. Nope. Fight almost went the distance. Fight went the distance. Didn't win the distance. But that shows you now, hold on. That shows you the tenacity that these boxers have. Tony just alluded to it. Nobody's scared. We all work hard at our profession, right? So at the end of the day, you make the call, I'm gonna be there. Me, I was just going on the side of youth. That's why I was picking Big Baby to win this. I mean, it was unanimous. But since you jumped out there, Ricky, you jumped in the ring. I'm gonna start with you. What was your recap of this fight?
Man, I'm a fan of Big Baby. I've been saying that for a minute. So, but this fight was definitely needed. This was definitely needed. Charles Martin is not no slouch. You know, he done fought some top names, and he definitely put him to the test. You know, because I bet you when Big Baby went back to the gym, he's like, yeah, I need to work on everything. Going the distance, you know, what to do when I'm getting dazed, how to continue to stay in the fight. Because this was one of the biggest tests I done seen him had. And then I think this is the only fight he ever went the distance on as a professional. So this definitely showed that, just because you youthful don't mean nothing. Because Charles Martin was definitely giving it to him. Blow for blow.
With the same punch. With the same punch.
With the same punch.
And
the same. I mean, Charles Martin did change it up a little bit. He did change it up a little bit, and that's what got Big Baby days. But I do got to give it to Big Baby for staying on his feet and still pressing. But he need to know when to press and when not to press. I feel like a lot of fighters, you know, once they get dazed, for some reason, it seems like a lot of fighters, when they get dazed, they still want to keep pressing or show that they're not hurt. When you need to really kind of move around and get readjusted, you know what I'm saying? When you get hurt like that, but he pulled it through, and I'm trying to see what he's gonna go with it now with his career after this fight, because I know he's not really he don't really have a heart for boxing. This is one of them ones that's really fighting for, like, this is his job. Like, I don't want to, like, it's like when you starting off as a kid, you know, get your first job, you work in retail and you don't want to be there. Yeah, this is how boxing is for him. Like, he don't really want to be here, but he just has the talent and he's just trying to move forward with it.
Fast Camp.
Yeah, I mean, this definitely was an eye opener. I know they going back to the drawing board. Whoever, you know what I'm saying, this team, they got to go back. It really showed that, you know, Charles Martin is, you know what I'm saying, a B fighter. So what he's faced top level, you know, opponents. What this shows is that Big Baby really ain't ready for the top opponent. It's no way. The top tier guys, and it's like, you know, maybe 4 or 5, and then there's a couple B fighters that he'll have that same, you know, issue with. Up there, you know, you got people like DeBose, you know, who, you know, B level, you know, you mess around, throw Chris Arreola. Chris Arreola might give him some rep, you know, and you know, he kind of old or whatever, but he come to fight. So I think they go back to the drawing board, and he needs to work his way up. This may be an unpopular opinion, but I say it don't really happen like this because they're trying to move him in a certain way. But I say he takes that fight again. You know, I just say, you know, because if you do go in his next fight, go fight somebody same level or up. I mean, because if you fight down, you're not going to see that you've improved. So, you know, you fight up or you fight equal, you know, this is a different fight. But if you take that fight again and then show improve and show that you actually did work on stuff and now you can, you know, take them out. But let's just say, you know, he go lateral, and I don't know who we want to, you know, put on Martin. You know, Martin's a vet. He's been there for a while, probably gatekeeper. You put him in against Arreola, which is about the same, maybe a little bit up, you know, and he doesn't really improve. it's like, he really gonna get exposed at that point. So I like his skill. He actually can turn out to be one of the better skillful smaller heavyweights, but he ain't no way. He ain't no way he gonna mess with Tyson. He gonna mess with Wilder. He gonna mess with Joshua. He ain't messing with Dillian. You know what I'm saying? He ain't messing with dude from Ukraine. He not messing. What's the Russian dude? Yeah, Usyk. What's that Povetkin? He wouldn't hang. He wouldn't hang with Povetkin.
No, he wouldn't hang with Povetkin.
Absolutely. So he he need to get in the lab and need to work himself up, because he is also too a smaller heavyweight. So he don't rush that. Please don't rush that. He needs time. So that's just my opinion.
Hey, don't rush. What's that song? I can't sing it. Copyrights. Tony, what's your take, man?
I don't like what they're saying is just right. I mean, I can't really add to that, man. He needs to get back into in there and work on some things. If this was a 12 round versus a 10 round fight, I think he'd have been in trouble. Right? Because Martin, because you saw what happened at the end of that 10th round. He hugged him and thanked him for not hitting him no more.
He did,
because he was done, and it was the same punch. Like like Ricky said, he switched it up a little bit. He would throw it at his chest, at times, right? And he would touch him with it, and and Baby would think it was cool, and then he would throw it right at his chin. Every time he hit him, he buckled. And so it was like, I don't know if he's ready. And see, I keep thinking back every time I watch this fight. As the fight went on, I kept thinking of that Roy Jones Jr. clip with him.
Man, I ain't want to bring it up.
And I kept thinking of that clip, right? So I was looking at it and I was like, man, he really don't like this. Right? Like he's really not into this, because he could have took Martin out in like the 4th round or something like that. He could have really taken him out. Right. And I was just like, wow, but he let him stay around. Then that 5th round, it was just like, apparently Martin had went and had confession because he blessed him. And I was like, oh man, he may be in trouble. Now he came out and adjusted. I will say that he came out and adjusted, and he listened to his corner and he adjusted very well. But yeah, you were fighting a guy that has fought some of the top guys out there, right? So that this is this guy, and he's gone rounds with these guys, and he's put in the work. Like, you haven't put in much work. Like that's the first time he went past like the 6th round, I think it was, right? So he's not. So it was an eye opener for him. Hopefully it was one of those things where he was like, all right, you know what, I'm here for a reason. Let me get in here and perfect this skill that I have. I have talent, but let's perfect it, and then go out. And I do think that taking the Martin fight, I thought about that, and I was like, nah. But you made me think there again, Fast Cam. Like, I think he should take that fight again.
That would be. I agree too. I agree too, because
it's a measuring stick.
Yeah,
it is. And then Martin. Like, I'm going to agree with you on that 4th round. Yeah, Martin, I don't think, even if he did put the gas on Martin to get that knockout, I don't think it was going to happen, because Martin been there. Mm-hmm. That's why he was able to sustain so easily. He been there. It was nothing, because you see what happened when he came back. After he shook it all, he came back. Oh, you going to stop putting it on him. But another thing, baby, if you're a smaller heavyweight, you have more of the agility and the movement on your side. So when you put in the press, you gotta shift, move around, stop lining yourself up with the same hit. Like, you the smaller guy. Normally the smaller guy is, faster, move a lot more swifter, but he was not moving that way. And he just kept, and then it's just saying, like, when he did move, he just landed right there, bam, get hit with the right. When I was like, dang, big baby, like. I think I called Tomo and told him, I was like, bro, this fight gonna go the distance. I said, you fighting a well-seasoned vet. This definitely going the distance.
You called it. That's not the only fight you called, didn't you?
But yo, if you listen to Charlo, one of the Charlo twins that was at the fight, I think he was. He kept saying it to him, and I was thinking in my head, I was like, why is he not cutting that off? Like he's moving around, and like it was a whole dance the whole time for like maybe 2 or 3 rounds. It was like a dance. I was like, why is he not cutting that off? Like if he cut it off, he set up for the knockout. Right. And I was just like, why is he not doing it? So it's like certain subtle things you need to learn. Get over there and get him back. Because if you watch it, Martin was going the wrong way at one point in time. Right. And I was like, what is he doing? But he was setting them up, and then he was like, is he going to follow me? That's basically what he was doing.
He followed him.
And he followed him the whole time, bro. And I was just like, yeah, he got to cut the ring off. I'm getting tired of watching this. Cut the ring off.
Baby is one of them fighters that him having his record, it hurt him for this fight. You know what I'm saying? Like, he didn't have no one to test him, and just thinking, that's why you see that the 4th round, he was trying to get him out of there. You know what I'm saying? Because he was like, oh yeah, I got him this one. You know, I'm used to. He got comfortable, but you gotta understand. These are big boys you fighting. Like, you might be one of the smaller ones, but these are some big boys you fighting. He definitely. I'm agreeing with a Fast Camp. You gotta take this one slow. This gonna have bigger injuries than any other weight class messing with these big boys. You know,
young enough to take your time.
Yeah, take your time, because you don't want to be like Joshua again, coming across a Ruiz and get hit one of them and don't bounce back properly, you know?
And time is on his side, so I mean, he doesn't have to rush it.
But that's the thing, he's rushing it because he don't want to box for long. He want to be done in like 3 to 4 years, and I'm like, that's impossible.
And they all saying, I want to be done by I'm 30. I want, you know what I'm saying, be a millionaire and done by I'm 30 and all of that stuff, or whatever. And it's like it takes that, like, you can't just hop out there. They be thinking they can hop out there. Now, maybe, I don't know, and because this is a new era of boxing, maybe it came up, well, it pretty much came about after Floyd or whatever, but, you know, maybe in the next 5 or 10 years, you'll have everybody trying to fight that way, so it'll balance itself out, but you still got people who put in work. Like, with the new Ryan and all of them dudes, that are like, they try and get the money and they want the biggest fights immediately, ain't been tested, you know what I'm saying, still around, like you said, that 20-0 mark. You know, everybody, you know how many fighters get to 18, 19, 20-0 and then still get exposed?
Yeah, about all of them. All of them.
if you halfway decent, you gonna find that, and then you go back and we can look at every fighter we talked about today, and you look at their history, their boxing record, and you ain't seeing nothing. So, you know, they just gotta slow down, calm down, because some will swing and some will sink and some will swim. There are some greats, you know what I'm saying, in the mix, but all of them ain't great. Some of them need work.
So look, take this message from another great. Basically, that's what Tony trying to tell y'all.
Stop it. Get some help.
Okay, just get some help. It's okay. And speaking of somebody getting some help, okay, we woke up this morning. All right, we woke up this morning. Boxing. We got boxing first thing in the morning. You was either in traffic or you was at home from your desk, wherever you was at. You cut on ESPN Plus, and you was like, "Oh, this about to be good," and it was good. Good and quiet. One thing I will say about this is I like fights over there in Tokyo. You notice how the crowd was just so calm? They were so quiet. They didn't get riled up or anything. Like, there's no energy. There's no people fighting on the ringside. Like, they were just there watching the fight. Maybe they knew something we didn't know at home. They was like, y'all wasting y'all time. It's bedtime for us. Y'all woke up early for this. Y'all are tripping. So we got to talk about say it one more time. Help me. In a way. Okay. In a way was in Fulton's way, but in a way versus Fulton. All right. His name is Monster, and everybody knows him now. Tony, Fast Camp. I want to start with you. I'm gonna mess the order up for this one because Ty woke up this morning. I got to give him a shout out. He's a member as well. Ty got in the group. He said, "Hey, who you picking?" I said, "I'm going with Fulton." I've returned my credit. I ain't get the update receipt yet, so don't try to expose me for saying I picked Fulton. Ty was the only one that went with in a way. So I gotta give him his credit first. I'm gonna get that out the way. But Fast Camp, take it away.
Yeah, I mean, you know, going into the fight, not much of a Cool Boy fan or whatever. I just think like he really is his name, and to his style of fighting is for tailor made, not for no monster. You know, I mean, he really is cool, and I think the last fight it showed, because the last fight was really close. It was, you know, some could say he lost, but I mean, he was just too lackadaisical. He was too cool. I wasn't really sure what the game plan was. I hope he wasn't trying to get him tired. And he was just too chill, too relaxed. Like, I mean, I'm not gonna say I was pulling for him, but I'm not gonna say that I expected him to win. I knew it was gonna be, you know what I'm saying, like definitely a challenge, but man, like it was just too chill. I mean, I'll be cool with like thinking like, all right, you know, flying out to Japan and, you know what I'm saying, the scene got to him, and, you know what I'm saying, all the hype got to him or something, but also too, it looked like them punches got to him as well. Cause I mean, dude was landing flat, and being too cool didn't keep Inoue off of you. And that's really what hurt him. You know, because I mean, you weren't slick, you weren't making him miss. He was just landing. So there was it really was inevitable. And I think Schoolboy got to go back to the drawing board. And that's, you know, that's why I'm really, I don't know, I might, you know, make some people mad, but I'm not really a fan of the lower weights when you start propping people up, because it's just like, you know, they get hyped up, and then, you know what I'm saying, all of a sudden, you know, somebody coming through or passing through puts them down, and the belts and the demand of the hour is always changing, you know, below 30, 35. It's always changing. You know, you look back up and it's like, oh, 6 months later, there's a new guy coming up, you know. So that I'm not really a fan of that. I like to see you when you kind of sort of develop out 30, 35, something like that. But Inoue is the monster. Inoue is the man. He does definitely rise on the pound for pound, and I got to give him that. And I don't see him being beat until he comes across, you know, someone out of left field, or, you know, once he, you know, decides he's gonna take it to 35, if anyone's still there.
Ooh, that's gonna be good. He take it to 35.
I'm a Tony.
Good.
Give me a second. I gotta give me a second. Hold on. All right. Just wanted to do what his corner should have did to him. Yeah, bro. I have no clue what was going. When I saw it, I was like, all right, it's gonna be good. So it's gonna be good. And then it was like in the first like 30 seconds of it, I was like, all right, it's moving around. And then he got hit. And then he was like, why am I here? You know, it reminded me of, it really did remind me of when Apollo Creed fought the Russian.
Oh, I don't got that drop, but I got this one.
Right. It reminded me of that, right? Because he was never in the fight. He never got like, I don't know if he didn't warm up well in the room. I don't know what happened, but he looked like he was. I mean, I don't know what he was. I just don't know, man. But that guy, like, once he figured him out, and it only took him like 30 seconds to figure him out. Once he figured him out, it was just like, you know, it's like that Acme bomb coming down. Like it was just bad, right? I don't know what he's gonna do to do this. Like I don't know if he, I don't know if he hurt his conscience, his confidence with this fight. But he definitely got a lesson. This is what happened. When I watched a reel one time where the old dude got in the street with a young boy, and it was like, let me show you something real quick, and he hit him with that overhand right when he hit him to the body, and he knocked him out. That's kind of what I thought. It was like a whole lesson. Like, you're not ready yet, but you're not ready yet, boy. And it definitely showed. Like he had nothing. I don't know what we're going to say. Like it was just a repeat of what Inoue does. He takes 30 seconds to figure you out, and then after that, it's just like, all right, can you handle the fists? Right, and they can't handle it. He's awesome, man.
Hey, Ricky. So I know this was You went with your heart on this one. That's why I made you go last. But Tony just said, anyway, remix, Can You Stand the Rain? He said, Can You Stand These Fists? We clearly know the answer to that. But Ricky,
yeah, man.
What happened, man? What happened?
This was my fight of the year right here because I felt like I knew this one was going to be impactful, but I didn't think it was going to be this impactful. Fulton, man, I don't know if y'all agree. I don't think it was nothing he could have did to win this fight. It was nothing he could have did because one, Inoue was too athletic. The reason why Fulton was getting hit with flesh because he couldn't get out the way fast enough. Like no matter what it was, like you could see him trying to get, but by the time he trying to move and get out of it, like you seen it coming to the point that it's like, oh shit, I might as well just get hit. You know what I'm saying? It was too clean. It was too flesh. Like the hits was too. It was just too sharp. Like the athleticism, I was highly disappointed with Fulton game plan. Because I'm like, why are you still coming forward? Right now, this time you need to be worrying about trying to get a counter, trying to keep him off you with a jab, something. Why are you still pressing so much? And still keep trying to go forward with this guy that's like tearing you apart piece by piece. Like it was getting to the point that I want to say, if I'm not mistaken, no way he was throwing combinations, but it was somewhat the same combinations, not really no uppercuts. You know what I'm saying? It's more so like the fist of fury type of thing. Highly reminded me of Pacquiao though. Highly reminded me of Pacquiao, especially going towards the round 6 and 10. Definitely reminded me of Pacquiao. Because, you know, it wasn't just no one punch. You know what I'm saying? It wasn't just no jab. It was like when he got there, he was there. And he was showing he was there. And on top of that, he tore him apart. He broke the body down. Kept hitting him flesh. You know what I'm saying? And then also got into his head without even saying a word. So it was like, what in the heck? I felt like Fulton had something to prove, man. He wanted to show that he can take the power, he can take the hits. You know, going forward, but it was like, no, when are you going to change your game plan? When are you going to adjust? When are you going to score? Like this fight, when you fighting a person that hit harder than you, he's kind of faster than you. Like at this time, you know, you need to start trying to score and last and make this go the distance. You know, and he couldn't. I felt like it was nothing he can do. He couldn't keep up, and endurance, like. The new way was the same way every round. Nothing he could have done differently. He was the same. It's just like he woke up, got out of bed every round. Like he was there every round. Same energy, the same power. Like nothing changed for a new way.
Well, I mean, we'll see where Fulton goes from here. But we got to shift gears a little bit, man. I appreciate you guys for those breakdowns. Of course, everyone that's tuned in, you know these videos will be broken down into each individual segment, so you all can go back and understand the analysis that each of these guys bring when we're talking about this boxing thing. But we got to get into the main event that's coming up, right? Actually, hold on. I'm gonna say that one for last. I know this fight is after this one, but I gotta ask you all, who's gonna win between Canelo Alvarez and Jermell Charlo? Like I gotta bring this. I gotta ask that because I know the next fight we talk about, that one's gonna close the show out. So I gotta ask you about this one. You got Canelo versus Charlo. Who know? I don't know. Do you know, Tony?
I mean, it's kind of. I don't know, man. So at one point in time, I didn't know which brother he was fighting. First of all,
it looked like they switched it up on him, right?
I was like, who's he fighting? Which one is he fighting, right? I don't know, man. Like it can be a good fight and it can be a bad fight. You know what I'm saying? It can be a good fight for Charlo, but it can be a real bad one for him real fast. And I don't know whether or not he realizes that it can be that way. You know, like they talk a lot, right? And most of the time they back it up in the ring. They do back it up, but it's a different challenge. So I don't know what's going to happen in this fight. Right? I'm still looking at it, trying to figure out who I'm leaning towards Alvarez, right? But I don't know, man, because he can get hurt too, and you've seen that he can get hurt. You know, can he? You know, everything is going for Charlo is going to have to be set up off the jab. He has going to have to jab. He's going to jab. Follow what Bevel did. Just jab, right? And then come right behind it with something. right? And maybe he'll keep him off of him. But that guy right there is kind of very much like when I look at him, I see like light skinned Spence. You know what I'm saying? like they he's gonna come forward. He's gonna come forward. So we'll see how that's gonna work out. But right now, as of right now, that could change the same way that your boy's been changing with the fight we're going to talk about last. He's Spence and Crawford, Spencer Crawford. It can change for me, but I don't know. Right now, I'm leaning towards Canelo right now.
Fast camp.
Yeah, I mean, I'm gonna go ahead and get this one to Canelo. He might even stop him. Charlo ain't. This is the elite pool. This is the VIP pool. There ain't nobody bigger. So he ain't seen nothing ever like this. Nothing on his resume has put him to this level. So I think the moment gets him. I think the pressure gets him. It makes for a good fight early. I do know, what I'm saying, he gonna swing, he gonna bang. Canelo can't be hit. It's gonna connect and do all that. But if Bivol ain't knocking him out, he ain't knocking him out. So therefore, it's gonna be a nice, fun, exciting fight early. But I just got him either retreating and just trying to last, or quite possibly getting knocked out. That depends on what is left in Canelo's tank from the Bivol fight. Like, is he on get back revenge tour, or did that fight make him old? So we'll see. But it's an exciting fight. I don't see any way for Charlo to jump 2 classes up and then compete with that guy. So that one actually, I mean, we'll see which one is fight of the year this Saturday, or that one, because it will be all. I believe it will be all action early. Charlo, got ego. He got all of this anger, all of this stuff. He's gonna fight. He don't know nothing but how to fight. But I just don't. I think he runs out of gas and he decides, am I just gonna finish, or he might get knocked out. So Canelo, 10th round stoppage.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Okay, so for my betting folks out there, man, hey, write this down. Ricky.
This is the first time I ever had just the slightest thought about Canelo, just getting hurt or maybe having something change, because this was his last fight with Ryder, was a little bit different for me. But I'm definitely going with Canelo.
Hold on, Ricky. Hold on. I gotta bring you to the corner for a second. So when you in this ring, right, you don't gotta keep rocking back and forth. We not boxing you, man. I know we sparring verbally. You don't gotta keep rocking back and forth, man.
No, this is how I know if my camera gonna get stuck on my service bad.
Hey, you see it. Back in the fight. Let's go.
But yeah, I'm definitely going with Canelo still. Big fan of Canelo. If this is the correct Canelo that get in the ring, I don't gotta go in 10 rounds. It's gonna start early. It's gonna end early. He definitely gonna press him. It's gonna be we're gonna see who's gonna be running around the ring and who's gonna be the one that's pressing. Is definitely gonna be Canelo, because that's all he do. And yeah, at this point, it's nothing he has not seen. At this point, he's been fighting professional since he was a teen, and he had one of the greatest records, and for a lot of top names from youth all the way to this point. So we gonna see, and also we're gonna see if the Charlo, if he can hang with that power, because he definitely gonna bang him up.
Well, I mean,
so that's my thing, right? So and that's why I don't know what Canelo, because that last fight with him was just maybe get his head back in the game type thing, but is his head really back in the game? And that's why I say that I don't know what I like I said, I lean towards him winning the fight, right? I don't know whether it be by knockout, right? Because it'll the first couple rounds will tell me where his head is, right? And that's the biggest thing with him. Like that loss really shook him a little bit, right? And you can tell when he came out against
Ryder.
Yeah, when he came out against him and how he first started off in the fight, I was like, this don't look like the same guy, right? And then he eventually turned into to who he was, right? But that's the only reason why I said that he he has a puncher. Charlo has a puncher's chance in the beginning of the fight. A puncher's chance in the beginning, right? But
No, not the beginning. It's gonna have to be the later
in
rounds.
later rounds,
You look at that. You seen how Ryder. Ryder is a special type of boxer. He's not a normal boxer. He's a little bit. He's definitely a little bit different. But if you see that fight went the distance, and then in the later rounds, like how Ryder if Ryder was a better fighter, he could have had a better chance of winning. Because Canelo gas, his gas was running low.
But see, the only reason why I say the beginning is this reason right here. If he starts out the same way he started out against Ryder, right, but then he turns into Canelo, and I can see it being really bad as the fight goes on for him. He has to do something in the beginning. But go ahead.
Yeah, cause I think the reason Ryder couldn't pull it back in, even we know when Canelo gets tired late, is because he didn't spend it. You got to spend it against Canelo early. So I feel what you're saying, but I believe the best chance for Charlo is early as well, because if you don't spend that energy early, he gonna run over you. Yeah. So that's what happened to Ryder, and I think that may quite possibly happen to Charlo, is that to keep up, you're gonna have to go to fast camp. He gonna have to hit that gas. You know how to plug that up.
I like that.
He gonna have to hit that gas early just to keep up. So it's like, he gassing out later, but if you wait and if you hold and if you don't keep him off of you, he gonna run through you. So I see what you're saying, and I do believe that Charlo best round maybe 3, 4, 5. You know what I'm saying, to really sneak something.
Once he starts banging that body, it's going to be that's what I'm saying. Once he starts banging Charlo's body and he gets to turn to go to Canelo, who he is, if he starts out as Canelo, the fight's over, right? But
that's how he gonna start. He gonna come in and beat his body from the get-go, and that's when he's gonna see if Charlo can really go the distance. From getting banged up like that early, and you talking about you getting 100% early, so we'll see.
Watch out for this, and it ain't gonna work. Watch out for that was Philly kid, J-Rock uppercut, and it ain't gonna work. He gonna land it, but it ain't gonna work. Watch he gonna land it, because Canelo is gonna go to the body. He's gonna land that, and he gonna realize, oh, this is a different dude.
Mm-hmm.
This is a different dude. But I promise you, he's gonna look to that, because anybody who goes to the body, any coach, decent coach going to tell you he likes to go to the body. His face, his head is going to be open. Go for it. And signature, and that's probably his best knockout punch. So I'm throwing it in there that that we will see that punch, but Canelo gonna walk right through it. He gonna walk right through it.
Well, you know who else is about to get to walking through? The fans are about to get to walking through these turnstiles in Vegas, because we got to talk about 729. It's been 6 years, 7 years and waiting. Will it happen? Is it going to happen? Who you got winning? Why you got them winning? Man, it's never going to happen, so I ain't going to talk about it no more. Actually, I'm not going to talk about it till it's actually happening. I fall under that umbrella. I'm still the guy that really don't want to talk about it, but I got a show to do, because I wanted to do this on Saturday. Like, I still don't believe it's happening until it actually happens. And if you all are lost in the sauce and what I'm talking about right now, Errol Spence versus Bud Crawford. They finally picked up the phone. They got all the politics out the way. They said, look, man, me, you, mano y mano. It's time to show the world who's the best, right? Spence said, all right, I got to go to training camp with the Cowboys first. So everybody that's been in the comments asking why I got this Cowboy jersey on, that's exactly why I have it on. I got to represent for Spence right now, because I know this panel here, it's going to get ugly out there. I'm not telling y'all who I'm picking yet. I'm going to let these guys tell you first, and then I might change my mind. See what I did there? Ricky, Spence, Crawford. It's going down, 729. Man, who you got?
To this day, it's kind of been switching back and forth, but consistently, I've been leaning towards Crawford for this fight. Because just for the simple reason how somebody would pick a new way for the foreign fight. Like Crawford, I think he's better athletic. One other thing, he can fight either side. He can close the ring off. His IQ is like that. I think his IQ is better than Spence. And I don't think Crawford is going to allow Spence to go ahead and just have this slugfest that he thinks he's going to have. You know, and then when he can't, when I want to see a fight when I can't really think about a fight where I've seen Spence didn't bring that out of another fighter, where, you know what I'm saying, he didn't make someone, you know, come into this slugfest with him. So I want to see how Spence reacts to that. Like, how you going to fight this fight that someone is not taking that bait or going toe to toe with you for like 3 rounds straight. You know, I want to see how he act on that, but I'm going for Crawford just for the more of the IQ I'm leaning towards this way, and also the athleticism and just being more adaptive in the ring. You know, I'm leaning towards Crawford, but I'm not sleeping on Errol by any means. Like, Errol definitely has the elite boxer's punch of finishing this fight. So, but just me right now, I'm going Crawford. All
right, Fast Camp. All right, I gotta let you go now because Ricky gonna change his mind.
So Vegas got it, Crawford, and there's a reason why I got Crawford as well. I got Crawford. You know, I'm gonna be I'm gonna go ahead and say majority decision. Crawford. Somebody gonna like power. Somebody gonna like him coming forth. You know what I'm saying? You know, and throwing power. So whatever. But I think the reasons, you know what I'm saying, for the odds is, like Ricky said, you getting 2 fighters. You getting the left hand. You getting the right hand. Crawford can walk you down. Crawford can box you. There's one way Spence wins fights. He hurts you, and then he either stops you or he gets you to retreat and go 12. And that's just, you know, when you look at what can he do, you know, Spence is a fundamental fighter, but he's not the best of power punches. He's not the best of boxers. He's just a fundamental fighter. He's consistent. Consistency gets you there or whatever, but special. Crawford is special. You know what I'm saying? Crawford can go different gears. I don't understand or see how, if plan A doesn't work for Spence, how can he do a plan B well? It almost would look like it's his first time. This is his first time going backwards. It's his first time trying to only counter. It's his first time, you know, trying to set traps. It seems like that. So, like, you know, they're talking about breaking wills, you know what I'm saying? And I get it, understand, but it's easier for Crawford to break Spence's will if he's just not there. If he's not in front of him to take the punches. It's easy. It's easy. You see what I'm saying? Whereas that, like, you got to get to Crawford and, you know, and beat him down to break his will, because you're not going to outbox him. So it's just too many advantages for Crawford. That is why I lean to Crawford. It's a very close fight. I mean, it might be for me, you know, 60-40, but power is the great equalizer. So you never know if he gets hurt early. He gets hurt, you know, midway in by something, by the body, you know, by the orbital bone. Who knows? So that's what keeps him Spence in the fight. This is a fight that I personally wouldn't bet on, but I do give all the advantages to Crawford, and it's just, you know, going to be a heck of a fight, and, you know, we're going to see history, and hopefully we get a trilogy. Hopefully we get this trilogy, and then they walk off, you know what I'm saying, from this. Don't even worry about 54 and all that. Just walk off from this, because I think this is the type of fight that will take a lot. If they go 3, this is the type of fight that will take a lot out of both of them.
Man, Tony.
Yeah. So I picked Crawford in the beginning. I want to always pick Crawford because I think he's probably pound for pound the best out there. I don't know how. So and Fast Camp is right. I don't know. He doesn't have a plan B. You know what I'm saying? And Spence doesn't have a plan B. He has a plan A, and he has a plan A, and he has a plan A, and he has a plan A. Right? Versus Crawford, that has a plan B, plan C, plan C plus, plan D minus, plan like he'll switch it up on you, and you never know what's going to happen, right? And I think that, you know, for somebody that's going after legacy, which is what he's going after, that's what he's going after right now. He's going after legacy right now. He has a lot to fight for. And you can see the determination in his face doing his interviews. You know what I'm saying? And it's just crazy. Like he's. I don't know. Like, I'm not taking anything from Errol. Errol is a great fighter, right? But he's a one-way fighter, and you know, he's going to come forward. You know, what happens when he can't do that? You know, and how is he going to, what's going to be the adjustments for that? You know, and I don't know how he's going to do that, you know, and you know, they were talking about, oh, we fought Kell Brook switches. Yeah, but Kell Brook switching and Crawford switching is two totally different things.
Two different things.
Two different things. Two different
Absolutely.
things, right? So you know, so that's why I say that if you had to go by skill, and then the other thing, Teddy Atlas said something that I watched a while ago. But he said something about Crawford a long time ago, even before they talked about this fight. He said something that's just so true. Like, you can teach people, you can teach everything in boxing, but what you can't teach is instinct. Right? And he probably has the best instinct in boxing.
Yeah.
So how do you combat that? How do you combat that? You know, I don't see him stopping. A lot of people saying they're going to stop. They're thinking that Crawford may stop him. I'm not saying he can't, right? Or either fighter can't stop him. Man, everyone has a puncher's chance. But if he tries to go in there and box him, he's lost already. Like, he can't find it. He's not gonna be able to find him, right? Yeah. And that's the hard thing for him. Like, you know, I've heard so many people recently say, like, Freddie Roach came on and said that, you know, this is probably a fight he shouldn't have taken.
No, he ain't say that. Freddie ain't say that one.
Yeah, Freddie Roach said that, right? So it's like, what are you thinking, right? One of the greatest trainers of all time. It's like, this is probably a fight he shouldn't have taken, right? He should have just stayed on the sideline with this man, right? I mean, just like boxing mind type thing right there. Freddie has done some things that I think he could have done better with some fighters out there. But I think that you just think about that, you know, he shouldn't have taken this fight, and I'm like, wow, that's saying a lot.
Yeah, Thomas, that I should have added you to that. You know, you brought that up with that Freddie Roach say, but we're gonna say that for next time. But yeah, good fight. Good fight. And like I said, yeah, you know, I mean, we just got to sit back and enjoy it, and then come back next week and talk that talk.
I think Earl gonna be highly surprised of Crawford's power.
Yes,
I really think so. I think that's gonna be an eye opener for him. And then when he get hit, now we gonna really see what is that game plan gonna be. Because, you know, when a presser gets hit and he feels it, and you start seeing that quick adjustment, you know it's gonna be a long fight. I definitely, if I see Earl winning, only if this is like a KO, flat out KO, like he really probably tires Crawford out and he gets a good punch in. But other than that, I can really see this fight going 12, hands down.
So me being the host, I can't just let you guys make a pick, because the comments gonna be like, well, he did all this, why he ain't make a pick?
Yeah, let's hear it.
I'm gonna have to go with Spence, man. I see what y'all saying. I see what y'all saying about Crawford.
It's that cowboy jersey. You don't mess it up.
Hey man, look. I take the jersey off. That's Trey Diggs. He just got paid, all right. But I take the jersey off and make the pick.
It's just like seeping in your skin, man. I don't know.
No, I got y'all. Hold on.
No, he ain't taking it, man.
Ain't no problem. That ain't no problem.
That ain't no problem.
Look, only reason I'm going with Spence, right? And it's not the only reason, but one of the reasons why is this guy's the underdog. You all are coming up here. I understand what you're saying about Bud Crawford. He does this. He took Porter down. You know, he got Sean Porter with the big teeth and all his interviews on some. Yeah, man, he hits hard. He fights hard. He's gonna make you do this. He's gonna make you do that. But look, when a guy goes one-on-one with the pavement, you can't really deny that. All right, you can't really deny that. His plan B is, when my back's against the wall, I have to show up. Now, if this fight goes 12, we are going to get a trilogy. If it comes to a knockout, I got Spence landed a knockout, because he's going to take Crawford into those deep waters. And it's Shark Week. That's all I got to say.
No.
Yeah.
And look, hey, Tomo, I'm going to tell you, the deep water wouldn't be that Spence took him to deep water. It would definitely be Crawford. And another thing is,
well, I hope he got his floaties.
Spence is A-side. He ain't no underdog.
I'm talking about the boxing fan. You know what I mean? When we come on
Oh.
Refuse to Lose, we talking about the real fan. We ain't talking about what the
Oh.
world got. We know
'Cause
Spencer
you know,
the
and
A
then that's
side. He's
another
selling
thing.
the fight.
Yeah, another thing, Crawford coming in because Crawford got this chip on the shoulder, and it's been the constant thing over his whole career that he ain't fight nobody.
Mhm.
He ain't do nothing.
Yep.
That's been over his whole career. He only fought him when he was on his way out. He ain't
And that's
had
cap.
this to happen. You know?
Stop the cap.
And it's cap too, right? Yeah.
Yeah.
That's big cap that he ain't fought nobody because what it is, and people don't understand. Spence been at 47 this whole time. You got to understand, he was the first to overthrow and give Uriorkis his loss, and we know and was then what I'm saying, postal at 40. The problem is people are saying his resume is slim at 47, but he did fight high level people at 40, 35, and 40 or whatever. And so I mean, the resumes are for me pretty equal. It's just that you got the dude going up. So he doesn't have the exact resume as him. But then you look at Spence, and then you look at what Spence resume. You know what I'm saying? What's really Spence's resume? He has, for me, 2 A-level fighters, and then that's it. Porter and Garcia. 2 A-level fighters, not pluses, but 2 A-level fighters that has been there, and everybody else was more than likely below him. So what I'm saying, the resumes is about equal. It's just that Crawford's resume is at a lower weight class. That's just what it is. Don't mean, but he been fighting high level competition.
Yeah.
Lorme, when he was that dude, Crawford came up from 35 to go to 40 on the last minute and beat him. You see what I'm saying? So it's like that it's the 47 thing that people are hanging on, and that's just is what it is. But I think it's pretty even. And the difference, like Ricky said, is that he's gonna be surprised when he hits him back. And it's not going to be that straight brute force. It's going to be those shots that you don't see. He ain't never been hit from the angles that Crawford is going to hit him at. Get them check hook. He going to get them, them uppercuts or, them lead right uppercuts and all of that or whatever. So, and then he going to switch it up and do the same thing from the left side. So
and the same power too.
Same power.
Exactly. Both hands.
Look, as long as his mouth guard don't fall out, I'm with you.
And I was about to
bring it up. His hands up.
I was about to bring it up. That was BS too. He keep talking about, I was wondering my teeth falling out. Nah, that was BS. He hit him flush.
Hey man, everybody with the veneers say the same thing, man.
Bruh, it was so funny when he said it. But here, look. Kell Brooks said it perfectly, right? He said, they asked him, what was the one thing that shocked you about Crawford? And he said, his power. He said, I never thought he would hit me that hard. Listen, that guy is strong. He comes from the background that he came back with. He came from a wrestling background and some other stuff like that. Like the guy is stronger than most people think. And then did you see him the other day? He looks like this is probably the best I've ever seen him as far as being in shape that I've seen him since he fought. The boy you was just talking about that he beat
Porter?
No. Huh?
What's the dude name? The fast camp said?
Yeah. It wasn't Postal. It was a lower weight class when he beat him when he was undefeated.
The first one you said, Urola.
Uriorkis Gambo.
Uriorkis. That's his name. So when I saw him fight him, I looked at that fight just recently. I went back and looked at a bunch of fights with Crawford and Spence, just watching them. When I saw Crawford recently, I was like, man, he looks like he's in shape from that fight. Like the same way he looked in that fight, he looks like he's the same way right here. Like he's in great shape, right, for this fight, right? And I was like, man, I don't know, man. I don't know how he because he's more determined right now. Although he may be the favorite for Vegas, he's gonna fight like he's the underdog. And that's how he always fights. So I don't know, man. I don't know how you're going to pick Spence in this one right here. Spence is
especially after Spence fight before you ain't gonna come over there with your hands down on this one.
Look, man,
you bet not.
He thought his veneers fell out. All right, my man went 1-on-1 to payment. He thought his veneers fell out. But look, everything you guys said is just why the world really is like, I want to go with Crawford. Like I said, nobody really picks Spence. Some people are. You got Freddie Roach saying, "Look, man, you should have took a rain check. Took the rain check." But we gonna see if he wrote a check that is, you know what, can't cash on Saturday. Because again, they're comparing it to Marvin Hagler, you know, Tommy Get Hit, Man Hearns, you know, if anybody know about Martin. But we gonna see. Because again, I gotta come back on here and be the host for this. So when we do the recap, if my man get knocked out, bro, y'all got it. I'm gonna just come back on here. I'm gonna be quiet. I ain't gonna wear no cowboy paraphernalia. Matter of fact, I'm gonna have to, so y'all can rag on them too. But for those that's in the comments, I mean, when you see this video, hey, tell us who's gonna win. Let us know. We want to hear from you all too. First things first, though, because we gotta wrap this thing up. Because when you get to talking about sports, man, we can talk for hours and hours and hours. But nah, I gotta get something to eat though. You know, I ain't in training camp. You know, shout out to fast camp. But I want to say, you fellas, just get your last words before we wrap this up, man. Ricky, we're gonna start with you.
Shoot, man. I'm just gonna shout out my brother Maurice Mo Payne. He got an amateur fight coming up this weekend at Ohio State. I think Ohio State Fair or something like that. So I'm going to shout out my brother, man. And yeah, waiting for him to bring that W back home.
Fast camp.
Welcome to Fast Camp. Hey, look, I'm gonna get a special. Or first of all, shout out to Ricky for winning that Cold War, my man. And shout out to Tyrone. Keep trying to get Tyson in the top 10. Shout out. We're gonna see him next week, my man.
Sound?
Yeah, man. I mean, I can't wait till Saturday. Not only is that, it's my mom's birthday. So I get to celebrate her birthday with her, and watch the fight at the end as the cap of that evening. So I can't wait to see it. But man, there's a lot of up and coming talent out there that don't get recognized. Man. You guys need to start watching some of these fights and these undercards and paying attention to those guys, because those guys are banging, and there's some good ones out there right now.
Hey, Ty. Hey, I don't know if you can see the comments, but Ty said I've been watching. He said he's top 10. Look, we gonna make sure we set that one up too, man. Of course, we're gonna do the recap episode, and I just want to throw one more thing out there. You know, with all these fights that's been happening, man. First things first, we all got to say thank you, Ryan Garcia and Tank Davis, because now what has happened is they're giving everybody the fights that was supposed to happen. And like, no more. There's no more running around. All this political stuff is done. If I call you out and you're worthy of the call out, I'm not saying Garcia was, but in this situation, that birthed the Errol and Crawford. So we finally got it. They seen the money that was in boxing. They said, hey, I want some of that too. So we also got to think of that too. And again, I want to say shout out to you fellas, man, for coming on the panel and dropping this knowledge, man. And everyone that's watching at home, again, like, rate, subscribe. Share the video, become a member. Again, we got the 3 tiers. That's pro level for $2.99, the all-star level at $4.99, and then the superstar level at $9.99. You click the link in the description, and look, become a member, because then you could become on the show, and then you can tell me why I was wrong or why I was right. Because if I come back next week and I'm right, I want all you fellas here at 7 o'clock sharp.
Yeah, right? You need to put a Skins jersey on next time you come back on here.
Hey, it's the Commanders, sir. And we know y'all got.
You know, you know, Commanders.
and we out off of that, man. See, look, you got deducted 10 points this whole show, man. Yeah, man. All right, fellas.
All right.
Thank you for staying to the end. If you're watching this on YouTube, please like this video, subscribe, and also hit that notification button so you can be notified next time we put out a video. If you're listening on any podcast platform, subscribe and hit that notification button, y'all, so you can be notified we put out another podcast audio. And last but not least, hit that share button. No matter what you're listening to or watching it, hit that share button and send it to somebody that you know that would love to watch this episode you just listened to. So once again, thank you for staying to the end, and we'll see y'all at the next episode.